Hey everybody, we are back at the Equinity EQN Sports Desk. Mr. Bradley Pryor, Rafter P. First of all, we got to talk about last night. We were at the Calcutta, and T. Wade and Wesley had that gator that they, from their Youth World Championships a couple weeks ago, that they brought back in, donated all the money, and you were the first bidder.
Yes, sir.
$50,000.
Yes, sir.
And then donated it back.
Right.
And it raised another $41,000.
$91,000 for cancer.
$91,000.
A lot of money. It's awesome.
How does that make you feel, pal?
You know, when I gave them the side by side back, the little gator, I was like, well, I think it'll probably bring another $10,000. You know, so $60,000. So I was like, well, if we can do that to help, raise some money for kids with cancer, that's awesome. But when they got up close to 30 and then 35. And I got a little tear in my eye because I thought it was pretty cool that you're making that kind of impact on these kiddos.
Aren't we lucky to be in this industry, Brad? I mean, we're surrounded by some great people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's always – there's nobody around that's going to sit there and watch you struggle. They're going to help you.
Yeah.
I like that. That's what I love about our industry.
Yeah. So speaking of the industry, Rafter P, tell me about your business. I was just up here confessing to you a minute ago because we're building a house, and it was before our relationship, and we had signed our deal. And gosh dang, I should have used my pal to build our new place. But so I apologize. But by goodness, we're going to help get more and more because you're sneaking up into that. We're not South Oklahoma. We're kind of central east,
yeah.
But you're kind of working up that way, aren't you?
Yeah, we got some ranches up in Edmond that we're working on. So I'd say southeast Oklahoma, but if it's a big enough place, we'll travel a little more than that.
So tell me about your business and what you guys are doing and kind of what's your wheelhouse.
Well, Rafter P started 23 years ago. I came from the farm ranch industry. What we do a design build process. So we take your raw land. We can do all the infrastructure, fencing, buildings, barns, and all that good stuff. And we design it. We have our own architects, in-house engineering, and have our own survey companies too. So, and then we self-perform a lot of it.
Really? So if I've got a piece of bare land, I don't have to go hire a fence contractor, somebody to lay out where I'm going to put my building. You guys are handling. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we do.
You guys are doing the whole thing.
The whole thing. So we're more or less creating a little city.
Yeah.
And you're not having to hire a civil engineer. You're not having to hire a survey crew to lay everything out. We have all that in house. So, and then we as we're drawing or giving you a budget for stuff, we can. Us being the person that's got to perform it, we also are mindful of your budget, so we make sure we're not crowding your space as far as what you want to spend.
Well, that's outstanding. I didn't realize you guys were a one-stop shop.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Where did that come? Was that your idea to do that for these people, or how did that kind of evolve?
Yeah, I started off, I was building fences, building barns, but what I started realizing is I got tired of people working behind me that I didn't know and was not making my product shine. Or aggravating my customers to a level that they weren't happy. So I just started taking one at a time on. Just the next thing you know, I was doing it all.
Yeah.
And then we got into the big ranches. That's what's really where our bread and butter is now. So, but it's just a thing. I got tired of watching crappy workmanship and went in there and took the bull by the horns and figured it out.
Good for you. So you went from like a fence in a driveway to a fence in a driveway to the building, and then the whole 9 yards. And you guys are doing some big projects too, like warehouses. Like, talk about what building-wise. Is it red iron? Is it what?
It's anything. It's a hybrid mix sometimes of wood and metal, but a lot of it predominantly is metal buildings.
Yeah.
But we build anything from Panera breads, Chipotle's to farm ranch stuff to
I didn't know you were doing that too. Yeah.
Yep. I have a partner. He runs that side of it.
Gotcha.
He does all the restaurant work.
Mm-hmm. What about like interiors? Are you guys finishing and everything on the inside?
So when we take a set of drawings, we do a 3D rendering. So you can more or less do a fly through the whole thing. So when we're done, it's going to look exactly like what we gave you as a rendering.
Goodness sakes, I might have to call my wife. Well, I had no idea, Brad. I thought you guys were building some beautiful homes because me and the gals went through the website the other day. So at the Patriot, I sat down and sent your website to my wife, and I'm like, the inside of our house is going to look like this. And that's got to be what you guys bring to the table, too, is that Western, the wood, that pretty look that we're all looking for.
Yeah, we have a lot of craftsmanship. A lot of guys are trades that have good craftsmanship, so we can customize and make the wood look like it was 100 years old.
Yeah.
We can do just about anything to make it look nostalgic. So pretty cool.
Give it all that character that we like to see in there.
Yeah.
So what's your background, Brad? Like talk to me like when we were kids, where did we grow up? What were we doing?
All right, so I grew up in Royce City, Texas.
Yeah.
Raised by a single mom, never had a father. When I was 12 years old, my mom sold farm and ranch insurance in town, which Royce City at the time was a little bitty. When she's doing that, there's a local rancher that came in. It was one of her customers. I was a little feral when I was a kid. So,
I understand.
Yeah. So he put me to work, and I fell in love with cowboying and working. And I never thought I'd be in construction, but we ended up building 2 ranches together for him. But I worked for him.
Yeah.
When 9/11 happened, everything went south. So I started day working and building fence, and I was the highest one on the payroll, so I was the first one to go.
Yeah.
So, but I always thought I was going to be cowboying. That's all I thought I was going to do. That's all I wanted to do. But the construction part pays a lot better.
A lot better than day work. Day work. 150 a day. Huh?
Yes, it's fun.
Yeah.
But it's not. It don't pay the bills.
Did you go to school for any of it, or did just figure it out?
My mom was crying when I walked across the high school auditorium with the diploma in my hand. That's as far as I went, and she was proud of that.
He at least got this far.
He's like, oh my God. He's like, yeah. It was. Me and school just never got along.
Yeah,
I've always been
you.
a worker.
Yeah.
So it's worked out so well.
Good for you. I was the guy that flunked out of college when I was in the team roping and had to announce the regional finals rodeo because I was ineligible. I was that guy. It was not for me either. So tell me about today. How big's the business today?
And we do a little over 30 million a year. I know.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Something like that.
So you got a bunch of employees, a big bunch of crews going?
Yeah, we have a little under 100 employees. Wow. But I have one of the best teams in the world. I'm not kidding you. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without them. And we're not just a big family. So, and this is not work to me. This is just what I do. And a lot of them have that same kind of mind space. Mm-hmm. So it's very easy to have people working around you that have that same ideal of doing work.
So you have come on strong here the last handful of years as a partner in a bunch of different events. Talk to me about that, like getting in with the BFI, getting in with the Patriot and these others. I want to know why you're doing that.
Well, my biggest thing is I'm passionate about the farm and ranch side of it, and when I go after something, I go big. I want to go fast, but I also want to be good to the people around me in the industries. But like the Patriot, the NCHA, the Reigning Cow Horse, when I'm a sponsor, I make part of my money be injected back into the youth. So my biggest goal is to help grow our future cowboys and cowgirls. Yeah. And I won't do that unless I won't spend my money with somebody unless they'll let me do that.
Yeah.
So because that's our future, and we have a little team at the Patriot, and that's grown a lot.
Yeah.
It went from 30 or 40 applications the first year, and we had a little over 200 this year.
Yeah.
Had a lot of return. So working those kiddos it's a lot of fun.
It's where it's at, isn't it?
Right.
It's where it's at. Just like watching the rope in here the last couple of days, watching the Patriot, all those youth events. And I love that you're involved in the cutting and the reined cow horse as well, because there's a lot of kids there. It doesn't matter what discipline we're in. We need to keep this alive for sure. And I think we're in pretty dang good hands right now.
Oh, yeah. I feel that way, too. I mean, it's everybody that's new. One thing I coach people, or there are people around that are old school. I was like, hey, we need to welcome new people in and help them, not snarl at them, because they may not know how to wear their hat or how they wear. Yeah. But we can teach them that stuff.
Absolutely.
And I think that's helped the industry when you can be a little open-armed instead of, what are they wearing? But
just help them turn their hat back around the right way.
You go to the Fort Worth Stockyards, you'll see all kinds of hats.
Oh boy,
in different shapes. Yeah.
Hey, so I'm originally from Western Montana. You'll appreciate this. So up in the little logging town, Darby, Montana. Well, it's up there kind of where they shoot all the Yellowstone stuff. So it is just blown up. And we used to rodeo in this terrible little arena. So this summer, me and my family go back, and this arena is packed with the Yellowstone crew. You know what I mean? Right. I mean, there's a few thousand people at this rodeo. And that was our game, is how many hats we could count that were on backwards, and there was a lot of them. But they're fans.
Right.
They're fans, and that's what's propping and driving this whole industry. I mean, we're pretty dang lucky that the cowboy deal is very, very cool right now.
Yeah. Well, no, people are spending their hard-earned money to play with us. Why not support them and teach them the right way where they don't?
Absolutely.
it just makes them be here longer.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we all know we were fortunate to grow up in it, but we've all got. So I'm sure you've got friends like I've got friends that just got into it maybe a few years ago that love it, and then they're bringing in their companies and their sponsorships and their families, and it's just it's creating this big. There's a reason that this roping's so big, that the Patriot was so big, that I mean, look down there at World's Greatest Horseman, like the stands are packed. There's a reason, and it's because of everything that's going on right now. So
and it's worked out real well, and a lot of our projects are new people to the industry.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean your little 20-acre ranches, stuff like that. That's your weekend warriors, or the guys that are just getting into it. And we bought tractors for people and taught them how to use them. We bought side-by-sides, horse walkers. Like you're giving a little bit of schooling away when you're building a ranch for somebody who's never done it. And even some of the old school guys, the new technology and stuff, helping them catch up to that. Because we have a lot of different people that we can reach out to in our industry and say, hey, can you help Joe over here? He's struggling a little bit with his walker. You don't know what speed. So anyway, I think that's pretty cool.
That's really awesome. Well, Brad, I sure appreciate what you're doing, and thanks again for last night. Like, without you stepping up and doing that, and we know there was some reserve bidders in there like Chris Pomeroy and a handful of other guys. I mean, you take that in there and build $90,000 for those kids is really special, and it doesn't happen without guys like you. And that's not the first time we've seen you do it. We've seen you do it at the Kojo, where we raised all of that money. And man, just thank you so much. And I really mean it, because without you guys, and you inspire that next guy and the next gal to jump in and support it too. So thank you for being a leader.
Yes, sir. I'm just glad there wasn't a dog there. You remember that, Coach? I almost bought a $35,000 dog. So I asked Cammy, we ain't got no dogs in there, do we?
We were dying laughing about that the other night. We were all sitting up here having a drink the other night. About bought me a $35,000 dog. And oh, my goodness. Yeah. Thank goodness. No dogs.
No dogs.
Not $35,000 ones. Oh, man. Well, Bradley, thank you, pal.
Yes,
I sure appreciate Brad for everything you're doing, man. So there's Brad Pryor of Rafter P Construction. And, folks, what is our website?
RafterPConstruction.com.
Construction.com. RafterPConstruction.com. If you got a piece of property, if you're building a home, or if you just want to go look, they do beautiful, beautiful design work. Like I said, I sent their website to my wife here a week ago when we were at the Patriot to look through. Beautiful, beautiful. If you've got home ideas, and if you're around this area, the Texas-Oklahoma area, give them a shot, give them a call, and they will help you lay out your new place. Well, Brad and I are going to sit up here. We're going to turn around, and we're going to watch the remainder of round number 2 here at the Feist, the Wrangler BFI Week presented by Yeti. It is the biggest day in team roping in the open division right here, everybody. We'll catch you in a little bit.